Om Shri Sai Ram. Sai Ram, dear brothers and sisters, welcome to the 34th edition of Samarpan program here at Sarvadharma Service Center in Farmingdale Borough, Howell Township in New Jersey, United States. Today, and actually this week, is a very special week for all of us. As we all know, we just celebrated Swami's Avatarhood Declaration Day on Monday, which happened to be Deepavali also. And at the center, we celebrated it last Thursday. And we are capping it with today, which is a Samarpan talk for the month of October. So on this special occasion, we are very happy to introduce the Samarpan speaker for this month, who is our very own dear brother, Nagesh Virupaksha. Born in Hyderabad, India, Brother Nagesh was raised in a home shaped by dedication, discipline, and spiritual values. His parents, Sri Sadanand Virupaksha and Srimati Lakshmi Sadanand, encouraged him to nurture his natural instincts with sincerity and hard work. Academically, Brother Nagesh struggled through his early school years and repeatedly failed most subjects until the 4th grade. However, a turning point, which he attributes to the divine grace, changed the trajectory of his life. From the 5th grade onwards, he consistently ranked first in his class, ultimately becoming the valedictorian for his school. Alongside academics, he developed leadership as class and school pupil leader, played table tennis, participated in quiz competitions and debates, and became a very avid reader. He and his brothers spent many hours at the local American and Russian libraries and enjoyed playing cricket together. Nagesh's father worked for the South Central Railways in Secunderabad and corresponded with his friend, who was none other than Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, who was the former president of India, on principal Upanishads. Through these exchanges, Nagesh absorbed valuable life lessons. During his high school years in Chennai, Nagesh joined the Sri Sathya Sai Seva organization as a Sevadal volunteer at Sundaram and participated in various service activities like general medical, geriatric camps, eye camps, Narayan Seva, Sundaram Seva, Braille Reading Seva, and teaching children in the local slums. He also served as part of the district delegation to the Sri Sathya Sai World Conference of 1980 at Prashanthi Nilayam. At home, his family conducted regular Thursday Sai Bhajans, welcoming children from all faiths. For 6 months, prior to moving to Puttaparthi, their home hosted Sai Bhajans every day. Bhagwan blessed Nagesh and his brothers to pursue their education at the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, while his sisters joined as teachers at the Sri Sathya Sai Higher Secondary School in Prashanthi Nilayam. In 1983, with Swami's blessings, the family settled in Puttaparthi, and Nagesh was permitted to live as a day scholar instead of in the hostel as was the rule, so he could continue serving his parents while attending college. Nagesh completed his bachelor's and master's degree in chemistry in 1988. During nearly 2 decades in Puttaparthi, Nagesh actively engaged in seva, study circles, Swami darshans and bhajans, and learned from interactions with devotees around the world. He also regularly attended Professor N. Kasturi's weekly study circles, deepening his spiritual understanding. Nagesh lives in Princeton, New Jersey. He is married and works as a consultant in global regulatory affairs in the pharmaceutical industry. In the United States, he initially attended the Sri Sathya Sai Center of Belmead and is currently attending the Sri Sathya Sai Center of Edison in New Jersey. He continues to draw strength and inspiration from Swami's teachings. I can tell a lot more and he gave me a very long message. But considering that this is his Samarpan program, I would like to stop at this point. I would like to invite Brother Nagesh Virupaksha to the podium and request him to share with us his experiences and life lessons he's learned from Swami for the next 70 minutes or so. Welcome, Brother Nagesh. Side up. Please.
Om Vagarta viva samprukto Vagarta pratipattaye Jagatah pitaro Vande Parvati Parameshwaro Uddaret atmanatmanam Na atmanam avasadayet Atmaivehi atmanor bandhu Atmaiva ripuratmanaha. Om Sai Ram. Offering my humble pranams at the divine lotus feet of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, dear elders, brothers, sisters, and students, my loving Sai Rams to all of you. At the very outset, I want to take a moment to thank Sarvadharma Service Center. Here it's a mini, as I see it, as a mini Prashanti Mandir, as I see in Prashanti Nilayam. Whenever I come here, it's something that's really emotional. I cannot explain, but only experience. And I want to thank, express my gratitude to all the service sevadals and also office bearers of Sarvadharma Service Center for for granting me this opportunity to participate in this Samarpan Seva. And also, I want to congratulate Sarvadharma Service Center for their unwavering commitment to and adhering to the 5 Ds of Swami's principles, that is duty, discipline, devotion, determination, and dedication. So I just wanted to do that and give a round of applause for Sarvadharma Service Center for promoting Swami's mission throughout. Thank you, Sai brother, for the introduction. So this week happens to be a very special week, as Sai brother has already mentioned. It's about Swami's declaration, which is on October 20, a declaration day, Avatar Declaration Day, significant. To dwell upon this regarding avatars and their mission, normally avatars, they don't have to have any action or anything to do with the world. It is, or rather, they don't have to have any obligation to attain anything. in this world. It is just still they do have their karma, they continue to engage in karma only to uplift the world. And Bhagavan Sri Satyasai Baba led a purposeful, ideal life. So as we dwell on this, though he was right from his childhood, though he was a lad of young boy, right from his childhood he has been continuously anywhere, whether it's elementary school or middle school or high school, he has always been striving constantly to uplift mankind. And to that end, on that day of October 20, the year 1940, he made this declaration why he came down to this earth for, and he declared his mission. So let us go through some of this, how, or rather, it brought him to this, to the day when he had to declare and continue in his mission. He, right from his childhood, as he lived through his declaration saying that my life is my message, is something so significant, and he held up to all the way till completing his avatarhood. So let us have a few minutes of going through his childhood days. Most of the time we know that from his adult life, as Swami himself has narrated some of this, but the incidents that are narrated even in his discourses about his childhood days are really, as depending on the context. But being this as Avatar Day, I think it'll be good to dwell upon some of those the incidents when it came to the day to happen for him to declare. So this was, so let us have, after that, also I would just like to go through some of the days that where it brought him to say that. So Swami, at that time, he was only named as Satyam or Raju, as he was called in those days, until after the Avatar Day. So Satyam or Swami, after he finished his Bukkapatnam in middle school, he went for his higher studies. This is all, by the way, Swami, forgive me if there is any mistakes, but as mentioned or as he has told his story, I'm just here to walk through, but he's the one that is helping me to do so. So he finished his elementary school and also in middle school in Bukkapatnam. After that, for his higher studies, he went to Urukonda, where Urukonda High School, also in near Puttaparthi. So there, as he was going through, coming from a poor family, he had to stay with his brother Seshama Raju for his studies in Uruvakonda. So around that time, he was trying to, although he was going to school regularly, one day he had this municipal chairman from Hosapete or Bellary. He had a dream about Swami during that time when he was studying that school, 7th standard or so. And at the same time, this municipal chairman's wife also had a dream about a voice telling them to come to Urukonda at that such and such place. So both of them had simultaneously this dream. And when they discussed about it, and they wanted to see who this person was. So their chance, they happened to visit Urokonda, and by chance they happened to see this boy, Satyam. He was opening the door where he was staying, Seshamaraju, his brother's house. So as he opened the door, and these two couple, this chairman, municipal chairman, and his wife was also there, they saw this boy and recognized this is the same boy that had come in their dream. And so they asked him, and they said, you are the one that you came in our dream. And so by that time, something was telling this municipal chairman, he was so much deeply, he was so much in spiritual level. He almost fell. Both of them fell at Swami's feet right there at that house, and in front of everybody, and took pranams and took pada namaskaram, to the astonishment of everybody, how these two have fallen, and they were taking the namaskaram. Swami did not say anything at that moment, but later on, then as they moved around, then they requested, they told Seshamaraju, his brother, Swami's brother, that this lad is not of any normal boy. He is, you can see the effulgence of divinity in him. So they requested him to come to stay with them, and so for about 3-4 days or so. And at the same time, they also requested, they said Seshamaraju to accompany and come to their house and stay with them for 3 days or 4 days or so, so that they can have their satisfaction, and especially when they have come in their dream. I think this is all Swami's Leela. So, and Swami studying there, and the headmaster of the school, they had to take permission for leaving for 3 days away and coming back. So the headmaster was already very much fond of Swami. So he said, by all means, you can take this boy. And he sent his own car, and you want to take him to your place, that's okay. At the same time, you want to go anywhere else also, you can do so. So he readily agreed and permitted him to leave, to take leave. And so Seshamaraju Garu, as well as his wife and Swami, and along with them, about a few others also, they went to this place where this municipal chairman's house, and Swami stayed there for 3 or 4 days or so. During that time, this municipal chairman, they took Swami, they took him to Hampi, where you have this Lord Virupaksha's temple. So at that place, Swami see the unfolding of the whole thing. So Swami said, Swami did not want to go into the temple. So he said, he tried to see that somehow let everyone else go there. There was also a party of 20 or 25 others who were visiting from Urokonda. So the entire batch with Swami and Seshamaraj and everybody, they went there, and with municipal chairman was the lead. So in the compound, he said he was only absorbed in Swami, and he said, Swami, you have to, Satyam, you have to come. You have to come inside the sanctum where, want to get darshan and come back. So Swami said, Swami didn't want to enter there. He said, he pretended. He said, I have a stomachache, and so I'm not able to come inside. So you all go in and have darshan of Lord Virupaksha and come. So again, this municipal chairman was very much, he was feeling bad. He didn't want to go just without leaving Swami there in the compound. So Swami still refused to go. he said, no, no, he didn't want to go because he just said, he said, I'm not unable to go with you. So you all go again. So Seshamaraju was already by that time, over the few years, he knew that about Swami's pranks, so-called. It's not pranks, but divine pranks. So so Seshamaraju also asked him to Swami, why Satyam, why don't you come along with him? So no, he said, no, I'm not coming. I have a stomachache. So you all go and come, take Aarti and come. So, okay, then when Seshamaraju assigned him a task, he said, okay, you sit near this tree and watch our luggage. We'll all go inside, have darshan and come back. So that was agreed, and Swami stayed with their bags and luggage by the tree within the compound. And when these people all went inside, after going there inside, the usual normally after the prayers, the arati takes place, and the pujari did this arati. When they were doing that in the sanctum sanctorum, they could see Swami standing there, Raju standing there instead of Lord Virupaksha, the idol. So when they were looking at it, when they were having this darshan, Seshamaraju had again this is another prank of Swami, he was thinking. So he must have sneaked somewhere from behind and walked behind the temple, behind the idol. And then right when the Aarti is there, he stood in the front to take Aarti. So that was his thing. He was still in that, he was a little enraged, and then in front of municipal chairman, he's playing this prank. So he sent his wife to outside. He said, we have given him a task to look after our luggage there. Please go and see if he's still there or he's here now. So this wife went outside and checked, and she said, oh yes, he's there. So Seshamaraju was not still convinced. So again, he wanted to see for himself. So he came back outside the temple, the compound, and he saw Swami standing there near the tree. And then he rushes back again into the sanctum sanctorum, and he sees there Swami standing there. So Virupaksha is Raju or Raju is Virupaksha. He was confused. Finally, he consoled himself, saying that within himself that because of this mental anguish that he has been having on Swami, somehow that's how he didn't want to say that because that would be embarrassment to, when in front of this municipal chairman. So when they come out, and then that was something which he was happy within. At the same time, he was also unable to express his in front of that man, municipal chairman. So they went back home from Hampi and to municipal chairman's home. And then after that, when they wanted to leave for the next day, they were leaving back to Urukonda. And the municipal chairman and his wife, they wanted to give him a parting gift, something that they wanted to do. So they suggested they wanted to give Swami 4 shirts and 4, trousers, 4 pairs of trousers. Swami refused that. So again, they were thinking about what else they can give because they don't want to let him go with empty hands. So they wanted to give him. Then the wife suggested, municipal chairman's wife suggested, let us give him a small, it's a gold pin or collar. In those days, it used to be fashion, it seems, for the youth to wear this gold pin on their collar. So that's what immediately, in 1 hour's time, they went to the goldsmith and got this ready. And then they put that pin on him, on his collar. The municipal chairman himself placed it on Swami's collar. And after taking leave, Seshamaraju and they came back to Urukonda. So that happened. The following day was Swami had to go to school as usual. So when in that morning, which was October 20, that morning he was in normal, as he walked to his school. In one hand he had this books, but as he was walking towards the school, somehow this collar, this gold pin dropped somewhere. So on the way. And then he started searching, pretending to search. And then all his friends also, school classmates, they came along and they said, okay, Raju, what are you searching? And he said this pin had fallen off. So he really was not searching for the pin, but he pretended. But so those boys who were with him, they started searching so that to help him to get that. So then Swami said, why are you all searching for this pin? You're all going to school for studies. Why bother about this pin at all? So that was the point. That was the turning point. So then he walked straight rather than going into the classroom to school. He dropped the books right there, and then he walked straight into the next compound, which is next to the school, was this Sri Anjaneyulu Garu. Anjaneyulu was one of very, very ardent devotees of Swami at that time itself. So he went right into that compound, in their compound, which was very next to the school. And in that compound, they had, in their house, they had a big rock. And he sat on that rock and then started saying that Manasa Bhajare Guru Charanam, the first bhajan. And then he declared that he was no more their Satya or no more their Raju. So he is what he is verily Sai. In reality, I am Sai. That's what he declared. And that day, and then he said that his mission has started and what he has come for. So the people around there were really, for a few moments, those who were around him were not able to take this. Is this the same Satyam? Or is this the same Raju that yesterday he was like this, and today, from now on, he started talking something very high philosophical, and they were unable to gauge where this is all about. And Swami declared and mentioned that as Sai, and he said that my devotees are waiting. I am ready to embark on my mission. And what was his mission? Such a mission that ideals that he said, my mission is to raise the human consciousness to that level, to the level where man should neither rejoice nor mourn for anything. That is something it's not so easy to, but he lived that through in his life to show that, to elevate mankind. And not only that, also to give freedom by raising our own consciousness to attain the freedom. What sort of freedom? Freedom from what? Freedom from fear, not just freedom from fear, but also freedom from hope and freedom from expectations. So that is the highest level where you want to attain. Once you are fully conscious of what you are doing, where you are on your day-to-day life, you live with conscious effort, then you are free. There are only two ways. One is to live with, or one to live with just the senses. So we are bound. So he has come down to elevate mankind. So by all his acts, by ideally living through. So that is the day. And so this Sri Anjaneyulu Garu, where the next compound, where next to school, Swami used to always be there after school hours or even during sometimes, And this Anjaneyulu and his wife is get the name. Um, so they had 5 children. So those names are, they had 5 children. The first one was Narsimhadas. Narsimhadas, the eldest, and he was Swami's classmate. The second one was Subaratnamma, the sister. And the third one was Sai Prabha. And then the fourth child was Sainath. And then the fifth one, the youngest one, was Sai Maruti. These 5 children, they were blessed with. And as he used to often spend the time there with them, and that family had so much attached to Satyam and Raju. So he was really at the point when he mentioned about this avataric mission, they were going through that day. The entire town of Urokonda was also a turning point for all the people there. So within that family, fortunately, what we have, as we received some blessings from one of them, is Sai Prabha, who lives in Hyderabad now. She was a baby at that time, but she heard through her mother all the activities and things going on a day-to-day life when Swami was there with them all the time. She treated, the mother of that house treated Swami as their own son. And so we have a little bit of, we can listen to her own voice, Sai Prabha's voice, that she shared some of her thoughts on Swami. And then we also have some of the slides that I wanted to show you regarding this incident, and as also a relevance to Swami's Avatar Day declaration. So we will play that once we, she said everything in Telugu, but I'll just try to, translate a little bit about that. Hopefully, it'll capture all what she said. She said that her name came that she only, the family, Anjaneyulu family had only one daughter at that time. And Swami Raju, she said that Raju, Satyam came and said that they will have another child, girl child, by name Sai Prabha. So she was named even before she was born. So Swami gave her that name. And then she said that she was, by that time, Swami was 14 years old. So by the time Swami had so many leelas, miracles, so many leelas he has performed. And they had this rock or the stone in their compound. And her mother's name is Bhagya Lakshmi Amma. Bhagya Lakshmi Amma, she was her mother's guru was Narsimhachari from Mylapore Sai Samaj. So she told him, he told her to keep this rock and do daily prayers. As they did that, Swami used to now and then wear silk clothes and sit there on the stone for a little while and then have the pujas done. So that was part of the activities that when he was there visiting them. And as even as that time was going on, she said that her brother and her sister used to go together to school every day, because her brother is anyway his classmate, Swami's classmate. So that was, when he came back, they'll have some coffee or snacks. The Sri Anjaneyulu Garu and Bhagya Lakshmi Amma, both of them used to privately take Swami into their next room and have Pada Namaskaram. So that, so Swami used to tell him, you are much older, you cannot do this, this is not proper. But they used to tell Swami that, okay, you don't know Satyam, you don't know, we know that you are Lord Krishna. It is not the age. We may be older in age, but we are far, far, far in somewhere very much lower, and we need to rise up to divinity. So they used to say, whenever they get a chance, they'll go inside, they'll close the door and take Swami's Padanamaskaram. That was their, they used to do that. And after that, she said, one of those days, Swami wanted to, the Sai Prabha's mother, sister, they came and they wanted to have a bhajan on Tuesday instead of a Thursday. So Swami agreed to that, bhajan chestamle, and he mentioned that, and he said, and at that very time, he had to go to this Bella Hospet, which is the municipal chairman's home. So 3 days he went and came back. So once he did that, he came back, and then he was having this collar pin. And then she mentioned that that morning when he was to go to school, this dropped off somewhere. And then Swami started behaving in such a way that it was not like normal kid, but more on a philosophical and speaking so high of divinity and so on and so forth. So that was sometimes when as her mother has narrated all that, and Sai Prabha was asked, how do you know all these things? Her mother had no other work to do but to keep talking about Swami all the time. So that's what as she mentioned. And after that, Swami Swami told, okay, after he went and sat on that rock and had this Manasa Bhajare Guru Charana, first bhajan he sang, and then he asked everybody that he is not your Satyam, but I am your Sai. I am the Sai. In reality, I am Sai. I have come here to. So he also declared that the people that were there around were very, very, some of them were already devotees, but some of them were not really. So maybe he has gone mad, something has, taken him. So they wanted to get some proof. And somebody had some flowers there. And so Swami was asked so he said, how do you know that you are Sai? So we want to get some proof. So Swami took the flowers in his hands and he threw it on the floor, and it took the shape of Sai Baba, Satya Sai Baba in Telugu script. So that was something that they could then on have the name, because they were already was known as Satyam, and the Sai Baba was never known at that time. The name was unknown there. So they added that Sai Baba, so it became Satya Sai Baba. From then on, he was named as Satya Sai Baba. So Swami was one of those days, as she mentioned. She said in her talk, she said Anjaneyulu was going to go to nearby Penobilam, a nearby town. So he asked Satyam, what do you want from there? So Swami said, get me Baba's Vigraham, Baba's statue. So Swami they did not know who is this Baba and what statue is asking about. So Anjaneyulu went into the town and went to the stores. There are so many other dolls, statues like Krishna, Rama, and so on. But all got sold except this one statue in that store, it seems, and that was Shirdi Baba's statue. And this was the Baba. He asked about the storekeeper, what was this about? Who is this statue? He said, Baba statue, Shirdi Baba statue. So, okay, this is the one that he wanted. So he brought that and he gave it to Swami when he came back. So when he declared that on that day morning, he sat on that stone in that rock where in this Anjaneyalu's house, and he took that stone and the Baba statue, Shirdi Baba statue, and kept in front of him and said, some photographer was also there, so he asked him to take a picture with that. So the photographer said, no, I cannot take with this stone. The stone will block and you cannot have this Baba statue there. So Swami said, no, I will have the photo only if you keep this. So he wanted to keep that Shirdi Baba statue there and then have a picture. So that statue, at that time it was bought. Now it is still there in Sai Maruti, her younger brother's home there in Puttaparthi, I'm not sure where, but she said that. And after that, her mother was, now after declaring that he wanted to go back, now they have to, Sheshamaraju was informed and he came and everybody came from there, even the teachers, the Urokonda High School teachers, as well as the students, they did not go to classes. They came straight to Swami. What is this? He is declared like this. So at that point, Swami started calling everyone by their names. Even the teachers, Venkataramana, he said Ramana rather than saying sir. He used to call until the previous day, sir. But the following, after declaration of Avataric declaration, he said he called them by names and not by the previous Maya. He said that collar pin was a symbol of Maya. Once the Maya is dropped, like this pin, it's attachment. Once that worldly attachment has dropped, there is nothing more. We are by self. So to rise up to that level of consciousness, he played this, he allowed this Maya to act all the way through that 14 years of his time. So now after that, once that was a Sheshamaraju wanted to get, okay, he had to take him back, so to go back to Puttaparthi. Now Bhagyalakshmi Amma, the wife of Sri Anjaneyalu, he said, Baba, now Satyam, now I don't know what I will do now once you go back. What did Ishwaramma take from you? Did she say anything? She was narrating, I'm just translating what she said. So Ishwaramma took a word from Swami. Oh, Maya is calling me. Maya is calling me. And so Maya in Puttaparthi is calling me. So what did she take? What did she ask? And what did he ask? So Swami said, Chudu, Maya, Ishwaramma, she took a word from me that I have to eat, I have to have food from her hands that have cooked the food from her. She needs to feed me, so I have to go back. So she took that word from Swami, and therefore I'm going to go there. Now, this Bhagyalakshmi Amma was very much, feeling very bad, sad that she won't be able to see Swami anymore. So she said, how am I going to live like this, leaving you? So you have been here, I've been looking after you more than a son. So she was feeling and expressing that to Swami. And Swami said that, listen, I myself have not gone right now to Puttaparthi. How are you going to come along? So I will call you when the time comes, I'll take you, I'll call you. So that was something they didn't know. But after that, she could not, he took them. She said that time came when Swami said that I'll take you, I'll bring, when the time is ready, then I'll bring you to Puttaparthi. So that time was 18 years after Swami left on October 20 back to Puttaparthi. So when they came back, her mother and father, that is Anjaneyalu and also her Bhagyalakshmi Amma, both of them, when they came after 18 years to Puttaparthi, she was saying this also. She said
Sai Ram, na peru Sai Prabha. నేను జన్మం తీసుకునే ముందే సత్యసాయి బాబా నాకు పేరు పెట్టారు. మా అమ్మ ఆడపిల్ల ఒకటే అంటే, ఉరవకొండలో మా నాన్నగారు ఆబ్కారీ సబ్ ఇన్స్పెక్టర్ గొడ్డుమర్రి ఆంజనేయులు, మా అమ్మ పేరు భాగ్యలక్ష్మమ్మ. స్వామి మా అన్నకు క్లాస్మేటు, మా అక్కకు వచ్చి జతకు స్కూల్ కలిసిపోయేవాళ్ళు. స్కూల్ వెనక పక్కే మేము ఉండేవాళ్ళము. మా ఇంట్లోనే ఉండేవాడు స్వామి. అక్కడ ఇంట్లో ఒక రాయి ఉంటే దాని మీద ఆడుతూ ఉంటే, మా అమ్మకి గురువు వచ్చి నరసింహస్వామీజీ, మైలాపూర్ ఆల్ ఇండియా సాయి సమాజ్ ఆయన, ఇది శివశాలిగ్రామం పూజ చేసుకోండి అంటే, అప్పటి నుంచి బాబా గురువారం పూజ చేస్తే స్వామి సాయంకాలం అయితేనే వచ్చి బాగా మంచిగా పట్టు వస్త్రాలు అవి తీసుకొని కట్టుకొని ఆ గుండు మీద కూర్చొని వేసేవారు. అంతే. అప్పటికే ఎన్నో లీలలు, ఎంతమందికో ఎవరెవరికో ఎక్కడికి కావాలంటే వాళ్ళందరికీ అంత అద్భుతమైన లీలలు చూపించినారు. ఇవన్నీ నీకెట్లా తెలిసా అనుకోవచ్చు. మా అమ్మకి ఇంకా ఎప్పుడు ఏం పనిలేదు, ఎప్పుడు స్వామి గురించి మాతో చెప్తా ఉండడమే. ఒకసారి వాళ్ళ చెల్లి వాళ్ళు గురువారం కాకుండా మంగళవారము పూజ పెట్టుకుంటాము, స్వామి మాకు అనుగ్రహిస్తారా అంటే, స్వామిని అడిగితే భజన చేస్తాంలే అన్నారంట. భజన చేయంగానే అంతకుముందు స్వామి వసిపెట్టకపోయింటే అక్కడ దీపంలో పురుగులన్నీ పడిపోయినాయంట. ఒక్కొక్క పురుగుని తీసి, అయ్యో పడిపోయావా అంటే అవన్నీ గాలికి లేచి ఎగిరిపోతూ ఉన్నాయి. అంతలోపల మా అమ్మ చెల్లి వాళ్ళు వచ్చారు. భజన అంతా అయ్యింది. అంతా అయినాక మా అక్కని చూపించి ఒకతే ఆడపిల్ల, మంచిగా ఆశీర్వాదం చేశాయి అంటే, అయ్యో నీకు ఒకతే ఆడపిల్లనా అని పక్క నవ్వారంట. నవ్వి ఆడపిల్ల పుడుతుందిలే, అట్లయితే సాయి ప్రభ పుడుతుంది అని నేను పుట్టకముందే నా పేరు చెప్పేశారు. తర్వాత మళ్ళీ అంత అయినాక నేను జన్మ తీసుకున్న నా 21 రోజులప్పుడు స్వామి వాళ్ళు ఊరో కొండలో ఉండేవాళ్ళు. కొండ అవతల వాళ్ళ ఇల్లు, కొండకి ఇవతల మధ్యలో కొండ ఉంటుంది, ఊరో కొండ. స్వామి స్కూల్కి పోయేటప్పుడు వచ్చేటప్పుడు మా ఇంట్లోనే మా అమ్మ దగ్గర, మా అమ్మ సత్యం సత్యం అని పిలిచేది. అంత ప్రేమగా కొడుకులాగా చూసుకుంటా ఉండేది. సత్యం సత్యం అని పిలుస్తా అంటే ఇంకా ఆ రోజు స్కూల్ నుంచి వచ్చినారంట. పసుపెట్టకు పోయింటే వాళ్ళు టైపిన్ ఇచ్చారంట, బంగారు టైపిన్. అది తెచ్చి మా అమ్మకి చూపించినాను. అమ్మ నాకు టైపిన్, బంగారు టైపిన్ ఇచ్చిన అంటే, భద్రం సత్యం జాగ్రత్తగా పెట్టుకో అని వెనకల కంచె దాటినారు. ఆ టైపిన్ గాల్లోకి ఎగిరిపోయింది. ఆ టైపిన్. అప్పుడు క్లాస్ దగ్గర పోయి వాళ్ళన్న శేషంరాజు టీచర్గా ఉండేవాడు, ఇట్లా టైపిన్ ఎగిరిపోయింది అంటే, ఇంటికి పోయి మీ వదినకి చెప్పుకోపో నీకు ఇదవుతుంది అంటే, అప్పుడు ఇంకా విసురుగా మా అన్న చెయ్యి అందరి చెయ్యి వదిలించుకొని గబ ఊర్లోకి వెళ్ళిపోయినాను. ఈ ప్రపంచమే మాయ, నేను వచ్చిన కార్యక్రమం వేరు, ఇక్కడ జరుగుతుండేది వేరు అని 2 రోజులు రకరకాలు ఊర్లో ఇంట్లో బీభత్సం చేస్తే, అప్పుడు మా నాన్న వచ్చినారు. మా నాన్న వస్తే క్యాంపు నుంచి వస్తా అన్నారు. వచ్చిండుగా సత్యం ఎదురాలంటే, ఏమబ్బా అందరు ఇట్లా చెప్తా ఉన్నారు అంటే, మా నాన్న పరిగెత్తి ఊర్లోకి వెళ్ళారు. వెళ్ళి ఫస్ట్ మంగళారతి శాంతి కావాలంటే స్వామికి మంగళారతి చేయాలా మీరు అని, అప్పుడు మంగళారతి చేసి శాంతం చేసినాక, ఈరోజు భోజనానికి మా ఇంటికి వస్తామన్నారు మీరు అంటే, సరే తప్పని లేచి స్వామి గబ వస్తుంటే వెనకలు అందరూ పరుగులు చేసినా కూడా స్వామిని అందుకోలేకపోయింది. అప్పుడు ఇప్పటికీ మా ఇంట్లో బాబా గుండు ఉంది, పుట్టపర్తిలో కూడా ఆ ఫోటో ఉంది. బాబా గుండు మీద స్వామి కూర్చోండేది, రాయిగా మారిన సాయినని ఒక విగ్రహం. పెన్నోబులం తేరులో అందరు పోతాంటే, మా నాన్న పోతాంటే, సత్యం నీకేం కావాలప్ప అంటే, బాబా విగ్రహం తెచ్చిపెట్టండి అన్నాడు. అక్కడ అప్పుడు బాబా ఎవరికి తెలియదు కదా, బొమ్మలంగట్లో బొమ్మలన్నీ అమ్ముడు పోయినంటే ఈ విగ్రహం ఒకటి ఎవ్వరు తీసుకోలేదు. అప్పుడు ఆ బొమ్మ తెచ్చిస్తే ఈ అవతార ప్రకటన చేసినప్పుడు ఆ గుండు మీద కూర్చొని బాబా విగ్రహం ఇక్కడ తెచ్చి పెట్టండి అన్నారంట. పెట్టండి అంటే ఆ ఫోటోగ్రాఫర్ వద్దు, ఆ రాయి పడదు అంటే, లేదు ఆ విగ్రహం ఉంటేనే నేను ఫోటో తీసుకుంటాను అన్నారు. ఆ ఫోటో చాలా బాగుపడింది. ఇప్పటికీ మా ఇంట్లో మా తమ్ముడి దగ్గర ఆ విగ్రహం ఉంది. ఎంత అదృష్టమో ఏమో. అంత అయినాక మా అమ్మ ఏం చేసింది, ఇంకా అంతా చేసి పుట్టపర్తికి పంపించి, వాళ్ళ అన్న ఇంకా పుట్టపర్తికి తీసుకెళ్ళిపోతాము అన్నారంట. ఇంకా స్వామినిలే మాయ వస్తుంది అంటే, అమ్మ ఈశ్వరమ్మ ఏం చేసినారు అంటే, నీవు రోజు నా చేతి భోజనం తినాలా అని ఇరికించుకున్నారు. నా చేతి భోజనం తినాలా నీవు అని. సరే మాయ వస్తుంది అన్నారు. మా అమ్మ ఏడ్చిందంట, నువ్వు వెళ్ళిపోతున్నావు, నా దిక్కేమి, నన్ను ఎవరు కాపాడతారు అంటే, వంటింట్లో పోయి చూడుకో అన్నారు. ఈ విగ్రహం మీద పువ్వులు ఉన్నాయంట. ఆ 2 పువ్వులు అప్పుడు పల్లెల్లో దేవుడి రూములు చిన్నగా ఉంటాయి కదా, ఆ పువ్వులు బాగా నాట్యం ఆడుతూ ఉన్నాయంట. ఏం చూసినావు అన్నారంట. పువ్వులు నాట్యం ఆడదాక, మరి పిచ్చి తల్లి, నేనే పుట్టపర్తి పోలే, నువ్వెక్కడ వస్తావు, నేను సదా నీ వెంట జంట విడవకుండా ఉంటే పుట్టపర్తికి పోయి నువ్వేం చేస్తామమ్మా, సమయం వచ్చినప్పుడు పిలిపించుకుంటాలే అని స్వామి వెళ్ళారు. తర్వాత ఆ సమయము ఎప్పుడు వచ్చింది, 18 సంవత్సరాల తర్వాత వచ్చింది. అంతవరకు మా అమ్మ కొడుకు కంటే ఎక్కువ ప్రేమించే స్వామిని గురించే తలుపు లేకున్నట్లు అయిపోయింది. అయ్యో ఇట్లా అని ఒకరోజు.
So what she said was when she said about the thing that she said about how can I live like this without, when you go away to Puttaparthi, then Ishwarama took a word, that Maya took a word that I have to you have to have cooked food that is cooked by me. So that was the word she took. So she had to go back. So Swami said, go to your kitchen and see. So when she went inside the kitchen, because that statue, Shirdi Baba statue, which she was, it was brought by Anjaneyulu. So it was there. In those days, it was very small kitchen where you'll have a little shrine. So there, two flowers were on Swami, Shirdi Baba statue, Swami, and they were both dancing, it seems. So then Swami, when she asked Bhagyalakshmi Amma to go in and see, go into your kitchen and see what is happening. So when she went inside and saw that these two flowers were dancing, which is on Baba's statue, she came back and she said, okay, what did you see? Swami asked. So I said, these two flowers were dancing. So you see, I am with you, inta, venta, jantane. So I'm with you, around you, in you, around you. So as he always says that, so where is the need for separately going again? So have faith, and when the time comes, at that time you'll see me again. So that time came like 18 years after, and 18 years, what will, obviously, one has to go through everything, even if because it's only Swami's will that when you want to be there, it'll happen. So 18 years she had to go through her own other life and so forth. So that was the reason, but he wouldn't say that. So that was a period when they were given. So, but to keep that, courage and to go on in life. So when you have Swami, when you have God in your life, you will, if you have God in your boat, no matter what the storm is, the boat will not sink. But if you don't have God in your life, there's a high probability that the boat will sink. Storm. We think of storm, and storm is, I think, the sound, saying that. So this is something which to learn from. Everyone goes through this karmic thing. So ups and downs in life. So perhaps that 18-year period, she was, the way she was expressing is that so much more than my own son, I have been looking after Swami as my own son, or even beyond that. I will not be seeing him for next 18 years. So you can imagine the mother's agony and that she has to go through. But Swami gives that courage, and that, what we say is, he says that grace works like this, he says. You come to me, you think of me. When you do that, you place your faith in me. So it's like you're carrying your karma, which is 100 cents. 100 cents is 100 pennies. A bag of 100 pennies is your karma. That's heavy. You come to me, you give that to me, I'll give you a dollar note currency back to you. The same value, but it's lighter weight. So you carry that. So you go through with less pain. But don't forget God in life. So in schools, there A, B, C, D, E, F, G. They teach all the alphabet. They teach that in primary school, they say A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Said always, I think first three already, you all know that. Always be cheerful. A, B, C. Avoid bad company. A, B, C. D, E, F, G. Don't ever forget God. So that's the way you have to move forward. So that is something which they right from the early on. Start early, drive slowly, reach safely. When he always says that start early, drive slowly, reach safely. Not wait for all the way till your retirement and then get into spirituality. Spirituality should start right from the early age. especially when they are very young to the age of 8 to 9 years. And that is impressionable because those minds are so impressionable, and whatever you feed, that will stay forever. So that is something, and so I think that that clip by the time Mahesh Garu says, we can. Uh, so this reminds me of when you say start early, drive slowly, reach safely. You know, Parikshit's story. Parikshit, the Pandavas, the Abhimanyu's, Uttara's son, Parikshit. So he was, when he was in the womb of, before birth, he was protected or saved by Lord Krishna from a big astram. So I'm not going to go into that story now. Okay, now it's ready. Yeah, let's have another bit of Sai Prabhas, like she was going to say.
ఫస్ట్ అవతార ప్రకటన ఎప్పుడైతే చేశారో అప్పుడు వెంటనే స్వామి ఒక పాట పాడారు. మానస భజరే గురు చరణం దుస్తర భవ సాగర తరణం గురు మహారాజ్ గురు జై జై సాయినాథ సద్గురు జై జై అంతా సాయిమయం భావమయం సాయినాథ గురు మాజే ఆయి మజిలాటావా జావా పాయి మానత భజరే గురు చరణం దుస్తర భవ సాగర తరణం అని చెప్పారు. తర్వాత బాబా గుండు చాలా అభివృద్ధి చెందింది. ఒక చిన్న ఇదిగా ఉన్నది ఇప్పుడు పెద్ద ఒక 6-7 ఇంచులంతా పెద్దగా విగ్రహం పెరిగిపోయింది. ఆ విగ్రహం పైన స్వామి పాదాలు 2 పాదాలు అద్భుతంగా ఉన్నాయి. ఇప్పుడు మొత్తం అంతా భజన మందిరము అంతా కట్టేసి చాలా అద్భుతంగా తయారు చేసినారు. మేము గురవకొండ నుంచి వచ్చాక 18 తర్వాత స్వామిని కలుసుకున్నాం. అమ్మ వాళ్ళు కలుసుకుంటే అంత జనము చూసి భయపడ్డారంట. ఇంత జనంలో ఎప్పుడో స్కూల్ చదివే పిల్లోడు మనల్ని ఏం గుర్తుపెట్టుకుంటారు అని అక్కడ కల్పవృక్షం ఉంది కదా పైన. ఆ కల్పవృక్షం దగ్గర మా నాన్న మా అమ్మ అందరూ కూర్చోన్నారంట. కూర్చోంటే స్వామి వెండి చెంపుతో విభూతి అభిషేకం చేస్తారు కదా షిరిడి సాయినాథుడికి. అంతా అభిషేకం చేసినాక అక్కడ కల్పవృక్షం దగ్గర గురవకొండ ఆబ్గారి సబ్ ఇన్స్పెక్టర్ ఉన్నాడు. ఆయనను పిలుచుకురా పంపి. మా నాన్న మా మమ్మల్ని పిలిస్తే మేమేం గుర్తుంటాము అని భయపడుకుంటూ వెళ్తే మా నాన్నను కౌగిలించుకొనేసి అదే చేతితో మొత్తం మా నాన్న తల అంతా రుద్దేస్తా అంటే మొత్తం విభూతిమయమైపోయినాడంట మా నాన్న. ఎంత అదృష్టం చేసుకున్నాము ఏమో చేసుకొని తర్వాత మళ్ళీ మా అన్నకు ఒడుగు చేస్తా అన్నాడు, నాకు మ్యారేజ్ చేస్తానన్నాడు స్వామి. ఏం చేయాలప్ప, మా అన్నకు ఒడుగు చేశారు. మాకు ఒప్పుకోలేదు కాబట్టి చీరలకు, పెళ్లి పట్టు చీరలకు డబ్బులు ఇచ్చారు. అత్తే ప్రాప్తం నాకు, ఎందుకంటే అత్తగారు వాళ్ళు ఒప్పుకోగలరు కదా, అంతే. సరే,
సో దట్ వాస్
ఫస్ట్ అవతార ప్రకటన ఎప్పుడైతే చేశారు.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. సో దట్ వాస్ సంథింగ్ which she, as she mentioned. So I guess from that you know that Swami is always there, but it's us that we need to, if we turn our backs, we're not seeing him. So we have to be always having that focus. And he proved again, even after that many years or so, he said, okay, I am here instantly. You call from the heart, I am there. So he has come to teach that language of the heart, not just the head alone. Head is for all outside purposes, but from the heart, it's something beyond. That's what God is about. So elevating our own level of consciousness. When we do seva, we're not just doing for the sake of doing it. You don't put your head and do it, but you put your heart and then do it. ఏది చేసినా చిత్తశుద్ధితో చేయండి. So he says purity of heart is the utmost. And that really determines our destiny. Our destiny is only based on what intentions you do. It's not the laws and regulations that are there. Because ultimately, as you move in life, is only based on with what intention you're doing any little act of that, for that matter. So you have to be conscious of that all the time, and that's what he's teaching. So he's there, fortunately, and we have had this sessions that are going on. So we can always go back and see. Now today we have everything that but keeping that on a daily basis as a daily book read or anything that we do, so we should do it with that purity of heart, as Swami said. So um, she mentioned about, I mean, that rock that was there, and Swami sat on it and sang that first bhajan. In fact, the very first house bhajan that's Anjaneyalu's house, is the one that started the very first house bhajan. And now we have inch ki bhajans, inch, every inch he says that Sai glory and Sai mission will go on. So that is some about Sai Prabha, and I will share some of those some of the slides. The very first one is this is Sai Prabha with my sister-in-law. Actually, my sister-in-law, the day a week before, when I asked her, they have been with the Pyramid. If you have heard about Pyramid PMC, Pyramid Meditation Center by Patriji. Patriji is another Swamiji. So Swami came in Sai Prabha Garu's dream, and she asked for a guru. She said, Nenu kaadu guru niku. Nenu kaadu, niku oka guru vastadu. Yavaru. Ante Swami came in her dream, to her dream, and said that go to so and so house, and that place he mentioned, and she went straight to that house where, as per Swami's directions, and that house happened to be that one is my sister-in-law Uma Dayanand, her sister's house, and so that's how they came to know. And my sister-in-law is a very ardent devotee of. They are into meditation and dhyan. There are a lot of discussion topics on dhyanam and meditations, and I keep having that sessions now and then with her. But so she asked me whether what activities you have this week or so. I said this is an Avatar Day event, and so we will have something. So she said, okay, do you need anything from here? I said, if you have anything that I can share. Then she mentioned about Sai Prabhagaru, and then she said, I'll go to her today or tomorrow. She went my auto, and she took a little clip of this video of her own narration of what she said in her own words. So she said, you can share that along with, for all the devotees here. And that's how we got that. And so this is, she has, and Patriji, who is our guru, she said, Swami said that will be, Swamiji will be the guru. And then ever since she has been in Patriji's fold, doing practical meditation and dhyanam. And so he asked her to write a book about all her experiences. And this is the book, which is called Dhyana Yogini. So all her experiences with Swami, Sai Prabha's experiences with Swami, she wrote a book, compiled. It's about 60 pages. It's in Telugu. There's not been many copies of that. So she said, I requested her, I asked her if we can, with her permission, if we can have it in English and have it translated and have distributed. So when you come to Hyderabad, you come see me and take this book and also have it translated and share it with whoever you want. That's what the book is about. So it's all about recalling our experiences with Swami before, in those childhood days. This is Sri Anjaneyalu, the house next to Swami Urokonda High School. where Swami stayed, and Sai Prabha's father. There was no picture. These pictures are all from the book I took out. This is Sri Seshmaraju Garu and wife Sushilamma Garu. So they lived in Urokonda. He was a teacher there, where Swami stayed for some time during that high school studies. Next one, this is the board middle school in Kamalapuram. Kamalapuram is the place where Seshmaraju Garu lived there as a teacher. Next one is, this is the Urokonda High School where Swami went to. And on the way there, he dropped and then walked straight to next door, which is Anjaneyalu's house. Yeah, some house above, yes. Whoever is taken, it's in black and white, but that's the school. And there, Swami's, classmates are all around, but Swami's benchmates, they used to be to a desk where, three in that each bench. So one was his best benchmates were Suresh and Ramesh. You might have heard about Swami mentioning in the discourses. So this Suresh and Ramesh, they are well-to-do, and they were always with Swami, and they were obedient, and they were always following to the T, to Swami. Whatever Swami says, they'll follow that. So that bench is, that classroom and that bench is sealed off. You cannot see them because the story about Ramesh and Suresh. They were reborn as Jack and Jill, Swami's pet dogs. That whole story goes another way. So that's the thing. So this is the Virupaksha temple, where in Hampi, where that municipal chairman took Swami there. And that's the tree where he was asked to stay there, and not that he didn't want to go inside, but that's a tree near there in the compound, whereby he was looking after the luggage when everybody went inside to get darshan. And the inner sanctum sanctorum of Lord Virupaksha there. And that's this. And this is the stone and on which Swami sat and sang that Manasa Bhajare Guru Charana first bhajan. And the statue of Shirdi, which he asked Anjaneyal Garu to bring to him when he asked Satyam, what do you want from there? I'm going there to get into the town. So he asked for this statue, which they never knew who, the very name Baba was not heard of. So it sounded like Muslim name for them. But it was a turning point when he introduced, and he said he wanted to take a picture with that Vigraha, with that statue. Otherwise, he refused to take a picture. So that is the statue, and is still there with Sai Maruti, the younger brother of Sai Prabha. Okay. And the next one, this is the scout boy, Swami as a scout boy in Pushpagiri. So at 14 years, there's some interesting things. See, the entire period of Swami's 14 years till the Avatar Prakatana announcement was really, to me, I'll say that in his entire lifetime, this was the most critical period, or rather to get over, because he allowed Maya to play on him. Though he is beyond that, but he just allowed that to, like any normal human being. So this particular one, this scout thing, scout boy, as a Boy Scout they were at that time, so it's just touching to see that he was staying in Seshmaraju's house at that time. This was something which I thought of, just sharing that along with Swami mentioned this. He said, the Pedda Venkamaraju, his father, so they were very poor. So anyway, Swami had to study there. So Seshmaraju, there was a task for Swami to do as part of household. He had to go to the nearby lake, about 2 miles, get 2 pitchers of water, of carrying like kavadi, like a stick with both sides weighing those two on his shoulder. He'll carry that, he'll fill that water, come to Sheshamaraju's house and give it there morning, again in the evening. Morning, by the time he does that, 2 miles to go, carry these 2 pitchers of water and come to Sheshamaraju's and give them, because there's no water around that area. So therefore he had to go all the way and fetch that. So that was his duty as part of the household. So he did that every day in the morning. And Swami says that by the time I go to this lake and come back, it'll be 9 o'clock in the morning. And I have to run to school, class. I don't have time to eat. So I'll just go. And then again come back in the evening, do the same thing. 2 miles to go, 2 miles again, back and forth. This was going on. But when the scout thing came that he had to leave for 3 days, Sesh Maharaju's place, he had to leave and then come back. So to finish that, to have attendance there, who will go fetch water now? So that was the thing. So this is where he went through what he went through. Sushilamma, who is this Sesh Maharaju's wife, she went and she had to do this job of fetching water from, so every day. So when Swami came back, he said he had just 1 anna. 1 anna means if it's like 16 annas is 1 rupee in those days. So he had a small, just a few cents maybe. So he bought some fruits and flowers and fruits, and then he came home thinking, I don't know, 3 days he was missing. He couldn't do this job, this water, fetching water. So only Sushilamma, she had to do this. He knows that. He knew that. But anyway, he brought this, with whatever money he had, he bought fruit and little flowers, and then he gave it to her. At that very moment, Seshamaraju Garu he had a ruler in his hand, and he was drawing, lines to his in his notebook. And he was doing at one end of the room. And so as soon as Swami saw Sushilamma, he gave both these fruits and flowers to her, having missed for 3-4 days from their home, right? So when he did that, she was so upset, and she took those flowers and fruits and she threw it on the ground. She was very mad. She was so upset with him that scouting is more important or the household duty is more important. So of course it's human. So they behaved the way they were. And Swami couldn't say anything. Added to that, this Seshamaraju, anyway, Sushilamma said, who wants this? Who cares about this? Why do I need this? And she threw it on the floor. Then Seshamaraju, listening to that, he was enraged. And he came with that stick, with that ruler in his hand, and he beat Swami. He hit Swami so hard that that ruler broke in 3 pieces. So he took he bore that pain on his hand, and his hand got swollen, arm got swollen. So this was something which he could have, there's no way to explain anything. There was just that Leela that he had to play it through, that Maya. He allowed that to play through. But there was a lady around the neighborhood who used to sell dosas, it seems. So this lady told, listen, this is not good. You're being tortured. You're being ill-treated. This is not fair. They should know this. They're elders. They should know this. Swami said, no, leave it. Don't worry. I'll take care of it. Then a word was sent to Pedavanka Maharaj, father. He came all the way from Puttaparthi. He came to Uruvakonda. He said he was coming there. Why that happened was because he came to know about at that very time, Seshamaraju's son passed away. So a telegram was sent to Swami's parents, said that so-and-so has passed away, so he had to come. So when he came there, he knew that he was going to see Swami's hand swollen. So by the time Swami he took a bandage and he tied around his hand so that father will ask and he has to explain. So he rather not do that. So he tied around his arm just to see that Swami, he won't know anything. So immediately, if you see somebody with that hand, around bandage around his arm, so his father asked him, "Hey, what happened? What is this? Did you fall anywhere or what? Were you injured?" So Swami said, "No, no, no. This is just a boil, some boil. I didn't want to let it outside to air, so I just wanted to tie it around." He pretended as though, but then later on he came to know that Seshamaraju beat him. And through this lady who was selling dosas around, so she called Pedavankamaraju separately and she said, "Listen, this boy is undergoing really very bad treatment. He's not being treated properly. Can't you not afford to take him back?" So Pedavankamaraju he cried and he said, "I don't know how much you have gone through and I have not known anything at all. So you better come back now. You pack up everything and you come back home back to Puttaparthi. I don't want you to be here with them." But Swami never complained. He said, "No, no, this is not fair. This is not good. If I come now, it's going to look bad. If I do this right now, Seshamaraju's son, he passed away. The family is going through mourning. We cannot do that. It doesn't look good for you, for me, or for them. So you go now. You go back, father, you go back. I'll come after 2 weeks." So that was the thing which he showed. So Pedavankamaraj was so much in tears. He said, "Such a small boy, you're speaking of such a high, see the honor, you're keeping up the honor of the family no matter what. And you are also at the same time teaching these values right from their age." So that is something about this Boy Scout thing, which he endured that pain going through. Not only that, so many other things also he had gone through. So I think a little more, I think we are time-wise looking conscious of that also. So this was something which I thought of sharing along for all. If there's anything that we want to take, being Kartika Masam, I just thought of bringing this up. Why do we just one question, one or two, and then we can close the session. Swami said, "What's the significance of lighting a lamp?" Any volunteers? And there's no right or wrong answers or anything. There's no wrong answer for that matter. We're all growing to that level. Only if I studied thermodynamics at 9th grade, that was only at a lower truth. But in college, much deeper we learn. So it is from lower truth to higher truth. So therefore, there is no wrong answer at all. And by the way, do not Google, do not consult Google, do not consult Belpuri, Chat GPT, and so forth. This is just a learning. So we're all getting there. So I just thought of, because it's a Kartika month, I thought I just have one or two questions Swami talks about. So why do we light a lamp? Every function, everywhere we see there's a big lamp there and somebody will go there and light a lamp. But there's something as a reminder, simple. Let me tell you. This lamp is two things. It's about you have each attribute for each element. So for lighting, flame or fire is for rupam. When you have fire, it's life, and it's also light, dispelling darkness. When you put a lamp, even though when you light it way down into somewhere in the bottom of the pit, it still rises up. So the lesson is to learn and grow from where you are to a higher level. That's the thing that signifies about lamp. When you light a lamp, not this electric lamp, but the real lamp, that lamp, you have life, you won't be lonely. You may be alone, but you'll never be lonely. You'll always have life. You'll always have God with you. That's what it teaches us about. Just one more question. What was the original name of Ishwaramma? Oh, there is an answer. Good. What did you? Nagamani Amma. You're close to Namagiri Amma. What was Shirdi Baba's mother's name? Similar to Namagiri Amma. That's a clue. At least okay, more closer to, the last two are the same name. I said Namagiri Amma. Giri Amma is there. Devagiri Amma. That's correct. Got it. So that's all. And one more thing. Swami says, this is on the veranda, Mandir veranda talks. Who is the richest person? I think this, probably. Who is the richest person and who is the poorest person? Richest one who has no desires or one who is contented is the richest person. One who is discontented or many desires is the poorest person. And one more thing. Who can you call a successful person? How can you define a person is successful? Just only 10 seconds. No, there's no right or wrong answer. You can my way of rewarding is only for emitting confidence, not for wrong answer or right answer. Pardon? Happy. Who is a successful who can you call a person is successful? One who is desireless. One who is desireless is richest. Yeah. I just that we did. Yeah. One who. One who has conquered senses.
From my perspective, the person whose funeral most people attend, he is a successful person. A person whose funeral most people attend his funeral.
His funeral.
Yeah. So that means he's been successful in life because, it's not the wealth that counts. It's really the people and the message of what you do in life, right? So that symbols during funeral, when you see a lot of people attend a funeral, that means this person is successful.
Beyond. So as Swami, as also Sanatana Dharma, as it says, successful person is one who maintains equanimity in both pleasure and pain, like sorrows and both ups and downs in life. If you still maintain the same equanimity of mind where you are, that is a successful person. One classic example, everybody knows that. How he maintained. He's always been like that. That's the tattvam that you should. Rama. Previous night, everybody was jubilant. Rama was told that he'll be coronated next morning. He said he was happy. He was neither happy nor rejoicing nor mourning. The next morning, he comes to know that he has to go into the forest for that many years, leave everything and go. Still the same attitude, same equanimity of mind. As one example is that one. So that is about being successful. All other things like you get your worldly thing, that's not success. It's there, tomorrow it is gone. So that's last one. It's a little thought-provoking. What is spirituality? We always talk about all this spirituality, so many other. In a simple way, most simplest way, spirituality. What is spirituality? Hmm? Do you, did you just say something out of, or is it something which you already connecting some to? Okay. Very good. Very good answer. Thank you. It's already there. Sarvadharma, we see here, love all, serve all. Right here, it's inscribed. So, simplest thing is to love all, serve all. That means how spirituality is, how you can, how you should know and how to conduct that you are going to be, you will be useful to others. Other than you, your family, how are you going to be useful to others? That is by love all, serve all. With the conscious awareness of, which is very difficult, the second line especially, is forget the good that you have done to others. Forget the good that you have done to others. Forget the harm that others have done to you. Forget the harm that others have done to you. Swami goes on to explain about why should you do that? Why should you forget the good that you have done to others? Why you should forget the harm that others have done to you? Second part is difficult, we can't do that. First one, I can try. So these are all some of the things that Swami gives. One hallmark of Swami's mission and Swami's organization is Satsai Seva organization is, out of the 5 Ds, I just touch on one thing, is discipline. No matter where you go, wherever I go, wherever I ask about, Swami asks about, they ask me about where you come from and so on and so forth. So there's, Satsai Baba organization. We will know their discipline right from where they leave their footwear. The footwear is so much so in order, even though they are all like scattered. After a little while, somehow we see that everything is in line, everything is in order. That happens only in Satsai Seva organizations, no other organization. Many have told me like this. So I'm just sharing that along with that. And that is true too, because Swami takes discipline so seriously right from the students. I'll just mention a word. Primary school students they come on Sundays to darshan, Thursdays to darshan, not other days. Other higher secondary school students and college students, they come every day to darshan and bhajans. One of the school students, when they're coming from there, sneaked out to Prashanti Nilayam gate. Primary school students, one of them sneaked out, and he didn't get back to, he came late. He came after the bhajans to the hostel. That next morning, Swami asked the headmistress, what happened? Did you notice somebody that's about this student? He said, what should we do? Headmistress asked, so what am I going to do now? Should I punish him or not? He said, one word. Swami said, give TC and let him go back to his parents. That was stern or strict discipline. They place their faith, they put their children in my school, means they put them in Godrej Birua where it is safe. So it is my responsibility to look after them. So he was given TC and he went home. He was just there for 6 months or so. The next one, college level. One of the students, my first year college there, first semester or second semester or so, one student, you think that Swami's students, Swami's colleges are so everything is so nice and there's no mischief, there's nothing like pranks or anything. There are. So there were some. One student did some mischief and he was punished. He was in the quadrangle. He was made to stand in the hot sun for 6 to 7 hours in the morning. No classes. Everybody we walk through from one class to another one, classrooms, we see him there. Oh my God, maybe maybe the Vice Chancellor will have some pity and bring him back to, but he did not. Whole day he stood. This student was a very, very strong, ardent Swami's devotee. He was more for Swami than for the studies there. So in the evening darshan, Swami always brings up something. So he said, today what happened? So this boy was punished. He asked the Vice Chancellor and the people that sit there, with this Vice Chancellor, a very strict man, very first Vice Chancellor, Dr. Vinayak Gokak, VK Gokak. He said, Nenu kuda em cheyalenu. I cannot do anything. It is left to your Vice Chancellor. So then he asked him, the Vice Chancellor, he asked the Vice Chancellor, why did you give him such a heavy, strong punishment that staying all day in hot sun by the Ganesh Mandir there in Swami, in the institute? He said, Vice Chancellor, we are all there listening to what the Vice Chancellor would say. He said, Swami, I don't care. Even if it is a small snake, I will take a big stick to hit it. Did we get that message? Even if it is small mistake, I will punish it so that it's not repeated again or even by anybody else. So Swami turned back and he said, I don't know, this is up to you people. He left it like that. He thought Swami will have mercy on him and try to see that, oh, you shouldn't have done this, he would have supported the student. No, but he did not do. That's the type of discipline. At the same time, another facet of Swami is that when we rush to you'll see before Kulwant Hall, where we leave all our chappals there and run to sit in Swami veranda there. All the students rush. They won't, until that point, it's a orderly fashion, they'll come. But once this chapels are, everybody wants to sit closer to Swami's feet. And so that's how it is. They run and come and sit. So one such day it happened like that, as usual. Those people who are in the veranda, the innermost veranda, those elders who sit there, they call, for some reason, they call VIP veranda. I don't know what VIPs are even today. But not all of them are truly Swami's devotees or anything. Some are there as critics also. So to me, as I've seen, one of them pointed out to Swami, said, you talk so much about discipline. You call this as discipline, are madly rushing and coming and dashing to your feet, to the veranda and almost pushing Swami away from the veranda. Is this what discipline about, Swami? He asked him. Swami asked. He asked Swami. So Swami took the turn. Now he took the turn side of the student side. He said, Aunura, Aunu, Chudu, I allow them. Why? Because when you imagine this age group elsewhere, where they are doing, what they are doing, where they are going, I'd rather prefer coming to Swami to learn more and to be at the feet of divine rather than wasting time elsewhere. So I allow them to do. So that is the level of, discipline means it's not like, you have to be, this is something which I thought I'd share that along. But anyway, I think we came to a close a little more than the time. I'll just want to thank the center again And with a prayer to Swami to continue to guide, give us the strength and knowledge and wisdom, and so that our devotion transforms into positive activities and help us to realize Swami within our own spiritual hearts. Let me close with Mangalam, and then Mangalam Satya Sai Sarvadevata Swarupa Sadhu Jana Poshakaya Nitya Mangalam Sunandananda Vanditaya Samaveda Samskritaya Naradadi Sannutaya Sai Mangalam Anandarupaya Ashrita Varadaya Anjaneya Vanditaya Sai Mangalam Vedanta Vedyaya Vedaswarupaya Deva Devottamaya Sai Mangalam Puttaparthivasaya Premavataraya Punya Purusha Pujitaya Sai Mangalam Nitya Shubha Mangalam Nitya Jaya Mangalam Satya Sai Mangalam. Jai Sai Ram. Thank you.
Pranams and thank you, Swami, for sending Nagesh to deliver this beautiful talk. Sai Barade asked me, can you please summarize the talk for a few minutes? So I think there is a lot of self-reflection. There's really not much to summarize. What I wanted to say was, this was the exact clip of the what he delivered was exactly what was the clip that was shown on Avatar Day in Puttaparthi. That day in the afternoon, I think Nagesh already had the talk in Edison. So in Radio Sai, it was there. And thing is, Swami word to word said the same thing. So he has fed Nagesh the whole script into. What I mean is, it was so beautiful. I think I called you right away, if you remember. So he narrated the same incidents, and he said the same thing about Anjaneyulu and everything. So it was really beautiful. And so it's a story, I think it's an account of belief, faith, devotion, and acceptance, as I could see. Bhagyalakshmi Amma reminded me of Bai Jaban, who would take food for Bai Jama, who would take food for Shirdi Ki Sainath, go after him. And did you see in Prabha Garu's speech, he said, Swami said, the mission I came is different. What is happening is, this program is different. So his mission till then, like Nagesh, brother Nagesh was mentioning, was his mission is, till then he acted as if he was bound by Maya, but then he came out to say really what he was meant to transform the beings, to elevate their level of consciousness to a higher sphere. So that was very interesting. The other thing I saw was self-analysis and reflection, which I saw here as well as I heard in the talk this morning. So Swami says, do seva, do everything at physical level. But think about it. Even think about this talk, he says. Go back and spend some time, think about this talk, and think about many actions you do. From what is it stemming? Is it stemming from want of recognition, from want of something? What is it? It may be that's the case, but slowly it's going to get filtered. So using that love all, serve all, did I use it? I don't think I can at all times. No, sometimes very glimpse of that might be there. But many times I can see my own fault. And also forget the harm mother has done and all that stuff is really a very tall order. try very hard at least to forgive. Sometimes, yes, at least that's possible. But try, think about it. He said, you may not get salvation, but he said, you will get a better life. You will get a better level of living, not standard. So that was another thing. The other thing I saw this was all this centered around Virupaksha. And then this is Nagesh Virupaksha who is delivering all this. And this God thing, God form that was there was Virupaksha. I found it an interesting coincidence that Nagesh Virupaksha spoke on Avatar Day about this Virupaksha. I was like, what does this mean? So I told Nagesh, I said, you know what? This means you have to carry your stories. He has so many pearls up in his bag. Don't just get away with that. Nagesh, as a student in the veranda, he knows so many little snippets, which many times he has shared with me. And so therefore, I really wish and hope you can come again, especially talk to the students and the youngsters. That will be really wonderful. So may Swami's grace surround you, Nagesh. Always be blessed with that prayer from Sarvadharma. We would like to honor you with the Swami's blessings to show our love and good wishes. God be with you. Jai Sai Ram.
Nagesh. Brother Nagesh, you stand up there. Further, closer to it. Yeah, no, only one. You can go further to the center. Go to the center. Now we'll have the Maharti. Om Jaya Jagadish Hare Swami Satya Sai Hare Bhakta Jana Samrakshaka Bhakta Jana Samrakshaka Karti Maheshwara Om Jaya Jagadish Hare Shivadana Shikara Sarva Pranapate Swami Sarva Pranapate Ashrita Kalpalatika Ashrita Kalpalatika Apad Bandhava Om Jaya Jagadish Hare Mata Pita Guru Deva Mariyantayu Nive Swami Mariyantayu Nive Nada Brahma Jagannatha Nada Brahma Jagannatha Nagendra Shayana Om Jaya Jagadish Hare Omkara Rupo Jai Shiva Sai Mahadeva Satya Sai Mahadeva Mangala Arati Andu Mangala Arati Andu Kumandara Giridhari Om Jaya Jagadish Hare Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana 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 Om Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Satya Narayana Narayana Om Jai Sadguru Deva समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्महवे ब्रह्माग्नो ब्रह्मणाहुतं ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यम् ब्रह्मकर्म समाधिनः अहं वैश्वानरो भूत्वा प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः प्राणापानसमायुक्तः पचामि अन्नं चतुर्विधम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति